John Ellis. Of Jonathan Ellis. The creator of Jonathan Ellis. I would like, if the creator of Jonathan Ellis knows that I was storing a bag of peanut butter M&Ms at Camp Interlockens Kfar Noir, I would like the bag of M&Ms deceased. That nobody fought over the M&Ms. If they were fighting over John Ellis and Anna Gassman Pines were sexually abusing each other in a tent, and Danny and Rosen didn't want to leave the camp, why don't you just come and get the bag of M&Ms? You don't want to admit that you don't have any food at camp? You want to tell me, oh, Becky, you can't have these M&Ms at camp. Well, I don't want to eat M&Ms at camp and fire off some illegal threatening in God that you're not touching my M&Ms. You're sexually abusing Jonathan Ellis with Anna Gassman Pines and Anna Gassman Pines with Jonathan Ellis. Jonathan Ellis is the male, but he's short and he's younger than Anna Gassman Pines is as a shunt. I know Jonathan Ellis when he was smaller than Anna, even though I have known Anna before. I knew Anna maybe Cabin Simeon, and this was in Kfar Noir, where I was storing the peanut butter M&Ms. But I met Anna Gassman Pines in Cabin Simeon in the previous summer. She's technically more of a child molester than he is, but what are you fighting over? The M&Ms. Well, I wasn't firing off any threats by eating M&Ms. No, I just liked them. They were new to me, peanut butter M&Ms. I'm not supposed to have them at camp, but I didn't know you were counting motions. You're counting whether or not I'm storing a bag of M&Ms, and you didn't take them out of my trunk and eat them. Well, I was going to give you good credit. You didn't take them out of my trunk and eat them. I ate them all myself, as far as I know. Well, what's the reason for having no extra food at camp? There's food in the kitchen, and there's no extra food at camp because you're not supposed to have, that nature would get into the food. Like mosquitoes or whatever wildlife there is in nature around camp. But I don't think we're supposed to fight over emotions and all that it is to be at camp. You have to do so many activities. It's already maximum stress level for everybody there. We don't call it stress. It's deceased, but it's akshav, yeah. But did we not have akshav in Kfar Noir? Wow. I didn't even think of that. Well, what is counting motions? Because you count me as one rupee one, the same as everybody else, and I don't move anyone in your creator unless I pick you up in my arms and I set you down. That's as far as I can move you. And I don't think you should be counting my food motions against myself that hard. I really don't want your sexual abuse in Kfar Noir problem. I don't want to put Danny out. He's Dan Rosen to myself, but they call him Danny. He didn't want to leave, and I don't disagree. I don't like his speech offense. Some of my best sex I've had is with friends. I don't want to hear that out of Danny. Or Dan Rosen, I don't want to hear that. But I think he didn't want to leave over the Anna Gassman Pines and Jonathan Ellis problem. And I agree. I don't want him to leave for that reason, but he could have left for his own speech offense. That some of his best sex has been with friends. You don't want to fire off that threat in front of all of the kids at Camp Interlaken. That's terrible. They're all in the same bus keys. So, if I was God, I was counting extra motions of M&Ms, and I had all the M&Ms. He didn't fight over the food and fight over all the food at camp, and they closed down the camp. They didn't close the camp. Well, you sexually abused as God, Jonathan Ellis and Anna Gassman Pines. How did you pick just 2? Why didn't you have a chaos of orgy at Camp Interlaken? I just don't understand how you think I'm going to help you with sexual abuse. No, if you're doing it, you're alone in the wrong. Goodbye. You have to be homeless before you do that to somebody else. Oh yeah, you want to talk to me about sexual abuse to myself? Sure you do. I bet you do. You want to treat me 1 rupee one the same as everybody else. I'm even giving Charles Toe the credit that I know what 1 rupee one is from Charles Toe being in India. I was there. You don't know what to do when you're alone in the wrong. There are too many of you for that problem. You don't know how to get yourself into a prison when you are alone in the wrong. Don't talk to me about sexual abuse of myself. You don't know how to get yourself into prison when you are alone in the wrong.